Get over here!
What's up, everybody? The Green Scorpion here, and we are less than 2 weeks away from Smash Ultimate, and I'm pretty sure you guys are just excited as I am. So much has been revealed about the new Smash game, and Sakurai has been working really hard, as many people have expressed at this point. And so a lot of what has been revealed is like the roster's been revealed, the gameplay. For the most part, what we've seen is pretty much what's going to be in the game. I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks beforehand, like maybe it's now too late to fix any bugs or anything like that. But again, I'm pretty sure they're going to treat this a lot like Smash 4 and that there's going to be updates and things like that, including what Sakurai announced at the last Direct, which was 5 new DLC characters that are going to be revealed over the next year, which has everyone talking. Like, who are these characters? What are they going to be? Who do we want in the roster? Hey, Nintendo, please listen! Well, which is kind of ironic, really, because that's kind of what I'm doing right now, but not really, because I acknowledge and I understand that Reggie and Sakurai have recently revealed that the 5 DLC characters that are going to be under development over the next year have been chosen completely by the Nintendo reps. So there's going to be no audience influence, there's going to be no outside suggestions or anything. This is completely what the Nintendo devs want in the game and what they want to work on, which is fair, really, because they've been listening to us. Like, they have revealed characters like Ridley, like King K. Rool, and really, if the game were to be out now, if the game were to be released right now, the way it is, with no other additions in the future, I'd be satisfied. Like, maybe like buffs and like debuffs and, you know, patches and things like that to fix any problems and do some balancing things. But if no other roster or if no other character was revealed for the roster, I'd still be satisfied because the game is shaping up to be amazing. And yeah, that's just the thing. Like, they didn't have to do any more characters because the game is shaping up to be one of the greatest games ever made. Like, we have 75 characters from the get-go. That is amazing, especially for a fighting game. But, in lieu of what is going to be happening in a couple of weeks, and to kind of put in my own 2 cents, as well as a bit of a celebratory thing, I guess you could say, I actually want to talk about the potential 5 DLC characters that are going to be revealed. Now, I'm going to make this perfectly clear. These are not the characters that I think will be revealed in the game. These are not the characters that I truly desire to be in the game. I mean, I desire them to be in the game, mind you, but if they don't make it, I'm not going to be disappointed. This is just kind of me making a fun little video talking about Smash Brothers, a game that I so thoroughly enjoy, so thoroughly love, and so thoroughly appreciate from Nintendo that they're giving this to us. But at the same time, like, I kind of just want to talk about the characters that, you know, I think would make really good additions to the roster, would fit really well in the Smash universe. And if they do happen, then I'd be perfectly satisfied. I'd be perfectly surprised, and I would enjoy the heck out of it. So, I'm going to follow the same, I'm going to follow the same format that Sakurai revealed for the DLC characters, and that's 1 character, 1 stage, and maybe, like, 3 to 5 music tracks that they're going to add. That's basically the format I'm going to follow as well. Like, anytime I reveal a character, I'm going to basically talk about the reasons and, you know, maybe include a stage, a good stage that I think would fit, as well as a couple of music tracks. I actually have this written down on my nifty screen right here. Gotta make sure it doesn't go to sleep. But, yeah. So, as a fun little video, and to hold you guys over while I work on some other stuff, countdowns are coming, guys, don't worry. These are my top 5 characters that I want in the Smash Bros. DLC. Say that 5 times real fast. So, the first one I would like to see, number 5, is Hector from Blazing Sword. Now, there are a couple of characters that I thought from Fire Emblem would also fit. Now, I know people are joking that Fire Emblem is oversaturating the Smash Bros. Roster, but honestly, I don't really think it matters, okay? Because Fire Emblem has become such an influential series over the past few years, ever since Awakening, and as much as I despise Fates, I actually don't think it's a bad game. It's just, the story is just terrible, but that's getting off topic. I still think Fire Emblem has a lot of potential for getting characters into the Smash roster, and Hector, I think, is a perfect candidate. The 2 others that I thought could potentially make really good candidates were Ephraim from Sacred Stones, as well as Micaiah from the Radiant series. Specifically because, as you guys could guess, they don't use swords. Like, I imagine they could do something really funny with the trailer, with the character trailer reveal, where, like, we see all these Fire Emblem characters using their swords and their fancy schmancy blades, and then Hector just comes in, slams our mods onto the ground, and says, "You call those weapons? Let me show you a real weapon." And I think Ephraim and Micaiah could do, like, something similar, maybe not to the same grandiose fashion that Patrick Seitz could do, but seeing Ephraim with a spear or Micaiah with using purely magic, like Robin, except without a 11 sword, I think would be great. But Hector, I think, has the best chance of getting in, because he has a lot of potential with his playstyle. He could be the heavy armored axe wielder, like, with a lot of slow but very strong attacks. Maybe we could give him a projectile and the hand axes, something like that, you know? As for stage, I think Ostja's Castle would make a great stage in Smash Brothers. Like, maybe have, like, an army fighting in the background, like, defending Ostja Castle. Maybe have Marcus and Oswin in the background, just overseeing the fight between the Smash characters. I think that would be fantastic. And as for music, I thought of a couple. Loyalty is a given, because that is Hector's theme, is Loyalty from Blazing Sword. Another one I think that would work really well is Softly with Grace, which is the battle theme that plays whenever you fight a member of the Black Fang. That, I think, would make for a really, really cool remix in Smash Brothers. Another one is A Knight's Oath, which is actually the theme that plays whenever you recruit a veteran in Blazing Sword. It's whenever you recruit Wallace or Isadora, someone like that. And I think they could, like, it's a very simple track. But they have a lot of potential with that specific track. I think that could make for a really, really fun song. And finally, Blessing of the Eight Generals, which is the theme that plays anytime a Sacred Twin weapon or Athos from Blazing Sword attacks. Like, you know, that heavenly choir type of song, I think would fit really well in Smash Brothers. So yeah, like, I think Hector has a lot of potential, and do I think he's going to get in? I don't think so, especially because, again, Nintendo is fully aware of the oversaturation of Smash Brothers, oversaturation of Fire Emblem characters in Smash, but at the same time, I don't think they necessarily care, so I'm gonna give Hector's chance of getting in maybe around a 30%, 35%, maybe. That's just my take on it. Now, number 4. The number 4 character that I would like to see in Smash Brothers is Geno from Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. I think Geno has a lot of potential because the game doesn't necessarily give us way too much in regards to his playstyle. Like, we obviously know that he's a puppet animatron who, you know, has the arm cannons and, you know, a few, like, you could do a rocket punch or something like that. But yeah, no, there's not a lot to work with in regards to Geno, but at the same time, I think that gives Smash Brothers the most potential to make a really, really cool moveset with him. Because, I don't know, maybe you could have, like, a copter come out of his head or something like that, or maybe, like, he can make wings grow from his arms, you know, for his up B. His neutral B would be, like, the pellet cannons or something like that. And honestly, people have been asking for Geno since Brawl, I think. And Nintendo is fully aware of it because they made a Geno costume in Smash 4. What's even more telling to me is the fact that we haven't seen a Geno Spirit or an Assist Trophy or costume in any way, shape, or form in Smash 4, or in Smash Ultimate, sorry. So I actually think he has a really good chance of getting into the game. As for music, not music, stage. As for stage, it's a no-brainer. Mushroom Forest. It has to be Mushroom Forest because Geno and Mushroom Forest, for some reason, are very synonymous with each other, at least in the eyes of the fandom. And but a couple of other stages that I think would fit really well. Yeah, sorry, it's cold out here, in here. It's winter, guys, just so you know. But another stage that I think would fit really well is Smithy's Castle. So we can have maybe like some stage hazards involving the general bosses that you fight in Super Mario RPG. And maybe the other one would be like the alternate dimension where you fight Culex. That would be cool, at least in my opinion. As for music, obviously Mushroom Forest. Like, I think Smash Brothers could do a really, really cool remix of Mushroom Forest if the remixes that they haven't already revealed weren't any indication of their potential. Fighting against an armed boss would also be really good. That's the theme that plays whenever you fight a boss. It's basically Super Mario RPG's boss theme, and in lieu of that, I think Fight Against Smithy would make for a really good song as well. Deviating from Super Mario RPG a little bit, like if we want to delve into music from other Super Mario RPGs, I think Superstar Saga has a couple of tracks that would work really well. First of all, the boss theme. I think the boss theme would make for a really good theme in Smash Brothers, as well as, and this is the one everyone I think would agree with me on, is Popple's theme. I would like to hear Popple's theme in Smash Brothers. I'm pretty sure you guys agree with me. What do I think of the chances of Popple making it into the game? Absolute zero. I don't think it's gonna happen. Fawful? Maybe. Like, Fawful I think has a better chance than Popple, but I'm still not holding my breath on that one. Geno, on the other hand, I actually think has a really good chance because it's clear that the fans want him. Now, I said that, like, Sakurai and Reggie have revealed that outside influences are not going to be taken into account with these Smash Brothers with the DLC, but I don't necessarily think that they're completely ignoring what has been talked about in regards to potential characters in the past. I mean, that's what the Smash 4 character ballot was all about. So I think Geno's chances of making it into Smash Brothers are at best 70%. I actually think he has a decent chance of making it into the game. Would I play him if he were to be in the game? Probably, at least to give him a shot, because I actually think Geno's a really cool character. So number 3 on this interesting unscripted list, mind you, is one that I wasn't expecting I wanted, but at the same time I think she would make a lot of sense. Now, with Sonic in the roster and Knuckles being an assist trophy, as well as Shadow the Hedgehog, I would have said Shadow the Hedgehog, but 1, assist trophy, and 2, Sakurai has made it clear that none of the characters in the DLC are going to be Echo Fighters. So, number 3, in my opinion, if we want a Sonic rep, I think Amy Rose would actually make an excellent addition to Smash Brothers. Now, Tails is another candidate, I think, and maybe Tails has a higher chance of making it into the game. But I think Amy has a little more viable potential as a fighter than Tails does, because, again, she uses a hammer, she has a lot of the similar abilities that Sonic does, but none of them are pretty much the same. Like, for all intents and purposes, in terms of combat, Amy and Sonic are virtually different. But I feel they could pull a lot of potential out of Amy in regards to how she plays in Sonic Adventure, as well as Sonic Advance 2, because, like, you can do a lot of things with a hammer. You can throw it, you can use it as a pole vault, as she does in Sonic Advance 2, you can use it to hit people, as we've seen her do plenty of times. And, yeah, and it would be nice to get a few more, girls into the roster as well, like, especially Amy. Like, I know people find her annoying, but I have a certain appreciation for Amy Rose, especially after Sonic Boom. Now, not saying that Sonic Boom is a good game, it's not, but I actually appreciate what they did to Amy's character. In fact, like, if they could bring... I highly doubt this will happen, but if they use Amy's Sonic Boom design in Smash, whew, I'd be happy, man. But I highly doubt that's going to happen. But in regards to stage, I think Twilight Park from Sonic Adventure would make a really good stage, because it has the potential for a lot of really, really cool stage hazards, as well as a lot of really cool, like, design choices. Like, maybe we can have Eggman in the background, causing havoc, and maybe some, like, some robots. Maybe the E-Series, like E101 Beta. That would be really cool. Or E123 Omega, maybe? Something like that? I don't know. But, yeah, I think Twilight Park would make a really good stage. And, of course, I think Twilight Park would also make a really good song. Like, if we're gonna going over to music now, Twilight Park has a lot of potential as a song from, Sonic Adventure, I think it would be cool. I think it would be good. And of course, if we're gonna have Amy in the roster, we cannot have Amy in there without including My Sweet Passion from Sonic Adventure. Now, I have mixed feelings about that song, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's girly, it's, like, so over the top, I'm not gonna lie. But I have a certain appreciation for that song. It sounds cool, it's catchy, I like it, and it fits Amy. It really does. And if Amy were to get into the roster, I think that's a given for that song to be in the game. and a couple of others that I think would make really, really good songs. Another one is Leaf Forest from Sonic Advance 2, because again, Sonic Advance 2 kind of helped put Amy into the spotlight, despite the fact that you needed to get all the Chaos Emeralds to get her, which was, by the way, BS, but that's beside the point. And this is just a me one. This is just, like, for me, personally, I'm surprised they haven't done this yet either, but can we please get Studiopolis in Smash Ultimate? Huh? Get, like, whether you use the original track or remix it, get Studiopolis into the game. All right, that's just my opinion. But I'm sure a lot of you guys agree. Studiopolis is was easily a very, very favorite track from Sonic Mania. In regards to her chances being in the roster, I think they're less than Hector's, frankly. Maybe 20% at best. But 20% is still 20%. Like, it's a chance. I don't think her chances of being in the Smash roster are completely tanked. Because again, we only have one Sonic rep in the game, so it would be nice to have another Sonic representative into the roster, and I think Amy would make a good one. I'd say 20%. I'm not holding my breath on her making it into the roster, but if she does, I will be pleasantly surprised. Now we're going to get into a couple of the characters that I think have a really, really good chance of making it in. And number 2 on my list is Bandana D from Kirby Superstar, as well as Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Seriously, everyone wants this character into the game. He uses a spear, and Kirby Star Allies and Return to Dreamland already gave us a moveset. He can throw his spears. He can use his up B to do the D-copter. That's cute as heck. I think Waddle D is one of the characters that so many of the fans want in the Smash roster, and I think he would make a great representative. Maybe give Kirby a little more love, you know? Not that he needs more love anyway. I mean, look at him, he's adorable. But yeah, Spear D, I think, has a lot of really, really good potential as a fighter. And honestly, the gameplay that he demonstrates in the Kirby games, Star Allies and the Return to Dreamland, speak for themselves. He has plenty of potential as a Smash Ultimate fighter. In regards to stage, I'm surprised we don't have DDD's Castle in Smash Brothers yet. Like, we have the Green Grains, obviously. We have like Wispy Woods, or two of them are practically the same, like, mind you. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm surprised we don't have DDD's Castle in there yet. Let's get that one in, specifically the one from Star Allies, because like, you have a lot of potential with the pillars, that like beautiful sunset backdrop that you can do a lot with. I think DDD's Castle would make a really good stage, and I couldn't really pick up a lot of like potential music for Waddle Dee's inclusion into the game, but I came up with 3. One of them is Waddle Doo from Kirby 64. You know that cutesy little Waddle Doo battle theme when you fight Waddle Dee in the beginning of Kirby 64. I think that would make a good track. Another one that I think would make a really good piece of music is Robobot Rush from Planet Robobot. That is the boss rush theme, and I think that's one of the best, like, more epic and hectic themes that Kirby has come out with. I really like that track. And finally, I think they included this track in like some sort of like King Dedede medley in Smash Ultimate, but I would like to see a dedicated Masked Dedede theme from Superstar. That theme is one of the most epic boss themes you can ever ask for from Kirby, and I think either a full remix of Masked Dedede or just a dedicated track to Masked Dedede as a whole would make for a really, really good addition to Smash Brothers. And finally, we come to my number 1. Now, this is the character that I want the most to be a part of the DLC. Oh, before I move on, actually, what do I think Waddle Dee's chances are of getting into the roster? 85%. I actually think he has a very, very, very good chance of making it into the roster. It's not confirmed. I'm not going to count my chickens on that one, but I think Waddle Dee has a very, very good chance, and I think it's been hinted at before. I don't know, I just have a feeling. But now we're going to get into my number 1, and the number 1 character that I really, really, really want to see in Smash Ultimate is Shantae. I think Shantae would make an excellent addition to Smash Brothers because there's so much potential for her playstyle. She's got her transformations, like her side B could be an elephant charge, her up B could be turning into the heart B, her down B could be I don't know, maybe a dance for, like, the healing dance or something. Like, you know how Wii Fit Trainer has, like, the deep breathing? Well, Shantae has a dance that lets her heal in Half Genie Hero. Why not that? Like, but again, like, it doesn't even have to be the transformations either, because you have an entire moveset that you can pull from Pirate's Curse in Risky's items, right? Like, give her, I think, a hybrid moveset of, like, her normals being the pirate items and her specials being the transformations would make for a very, very good fighter in Shantae. And it's clear that people want Shantae in the game. Like, I've seen so much fan art, I've seen so much, like, support for the character. Ever since Shantae was revealed as a spirit in Smash Ultimate, like the spirit to Samus, you guys have no idea, well, some of you might, how much fan art I've seen of basically Samus in a genie outfit. Here's one right now. I actually think some of this art is sick, just gonna say. But that's beside the point. But yeah, like, Shantae would round out the roster really well. She would join Shovel Knight as, like, a character in the game. Shovel Knight's an assist trophy, mind you, but it's clear that Nintendo has the indie scene in mind. And I think it's clear that they have Shantae in mind as well. And I'm of the personal belief that being a spirit in the game doesn't necessarily disqualify you completely from being in the roster. I've seen a couple of characters that are already in the roster as spirits in the World of Light mode, so I think Shantae still has a chance. As for stage, it's obvious. Scuttletown. Scuttletown would make a very, very good stage. Like, maybe have it being destroyed by a pirate attack by Risky in the background. Maybe have the Ammo Baron there as well. Maybe a war between the Ammo Baron and Risky Boots, like destroying Scuttletown and everyone's going in a panic. I think that would be great. As for music, I have 5 here to name. Obviously, Burning Town. That one's clear. And Neo Burning Town, I think, would make for really, really good stage music. Who knows? Maybe they can combine them, like Burning Town and Neo Burning Town, like have them kind of become a medley and mishmash together. That would be really cool. Another one I think is clear. It's clear that this song needs to be in the game. Is Dance Through the Danger. That song became extremely popular when Half Genie Hero was released, and I think it would make for a really, really good Smash Ultimate theme, especially because, like, again, the remix potential is there. Like, I think Dance Through the Danger has a lot of remix potential. And another one, this one might seem a little strange, but Back to the Roots from Pirate's Curse I think would also make a really, really good theme, because Back to the Roots is a special song in that it plays when you're in the, I forget what the name of the dungeon is, but it's the dungeon in the zombie island when you meet Roddy Tops. Back to the Roots is special because it also plays the dungeon theme from the first Shantae game. Like, it's basically a remix of the first dungeon theme, and I think that'd be really good nod back to the original Shantae games. And finally, I think She's Got Moves, or Bangja, I don't know how you pronounce that, but She's Got Moves from Risky's Revenge, which is the theme that plays when you're in the tower. Basically an enemy rush in the tower. I think that song would make for a really, really good remix, specifically. Like, the original song is nice and all, but I think that song is due for a remix, so I would like to see that in Smash Brothers. And finally, what are my thoughts on Shantae being in the game? I think 50%. I think it could go one way or another, because it's clear that Shantae is in the thoughts of Smash Bros. Or of the Smash Brothers devs. Like, Shantae is clearly wanted. Shantae is clearly desired to be in the game, and like, we've seen evidence of that in the game already, like Shantae being a spirit, and obviously Shantae getting a lot of support on the Switch and things like that. But again, I think her being a spirit in the World of Light mode kind of is both a helping hand and a detriment to her chances of being in the roster. So I'm gonna say 50%. It could be one or the other at this point. I have no idea. I would love for her to be in the game, and if Shantae were to make it into Smash Brothers and no one else that I desired got in, I'd be happy. But honestly, even if none of these characters make it into the roster, I would still be happy, because Smash Brothers is shaping up to be one of the greatest games of all time. I'm excited to play it, and of course, I have plans with it. Like, I'm going to be playing it with Comic Foil on his channel. So you guys can go ahead and check him out once the game is released. It's gonna take us a couple of weeks maybe, because we kind of want to get our hands dirty, unlock all the characters, and just really... we just want to play the game without having to, like, obligate ourselves to any recording or anything like that. Like, this is the game that Half Comic Foil and I absolutely excited, and we are going to be spending a lot of time on the Switch as a result. But, that's the video. That's, basically what I have, that's basically the, discussion I wanted to have in terms of, like, the DLC characters. I'm excited. I really am. I could not have asked for a better year of gaming. This has been a really, really good year for gaming, and for Nintendo in general, let's face it. And, yeah, like, I cannot wait to get my hands on Smash Ultimate. So, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for watching this, semi-pointless video, because again, like, this isn't gonna matter in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's just a fun little thing I wanted to do. But tell me what you guys think. Like, what do you think of my suggestions? Go ahead and let's have a discussion in the comments. Like, what characters do you guys want in the roster as well? And I was kind of keeping it realistic too. Like, I'm not gonna say characters like Goku or Shrek or anything. Like, these are the characters that I think actually have some semblance of a chance of making it in, and they are representatives of Nintendo properties, and that's why I chose this, because at the end of the day, like, Nintendo puts in what they want. Like, we've seen that with Piranha Plant, and by the way, just so you guys know, I am so pro Piranha Plant. I'm not gonna play him myself, but I am glad he's in the game. But yeah, no, like, let me know what you guys think. Do you think my choices are good, or do you think they're absolutely stupid? Do you have your own suggestions? Let me know in the comments, guys. And as well, you can always catch me on social media as well. I got Facebook, I got Twitter, I got Tumblr. Come and have a discussion with me there too. Comic Foil's there too. Ignis is there as well. Well, Ignis is more just on Tumblr, not on Twitter, but you know what I mean. Until then, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.